This footage was captured just 3 years ago in the forests of Tasmania. Scientists said this animal has been extinct for nearly 90 years. So tell me, what is that? We're not talking about myths. We're not talking about folklore. We're talking about credible sightings, physical evidence, and government investigations that most people have never heard about. Some of these animals might be out there right now, hiding from us, surviving against all odds. Stick around, because number 3 genuinely gave me chills. Every year, scientists declare species extinct, but extinction is complicated. Sometimes we get it wrong. There's actually a term for animals that were thought to be extinct and then rediscovered. They're called Lazarus species, named after the biblical figure raised from the dead. And if it's happened before, and it has multiple times, then what's stopping it from happening again with these 7 creatures? 1. The Thylacine, Tasmanian Tiger. September 7th, 1936, a zookeeper in Hobart, Australia, locks up for the night, leaving behind what was believed to be the very last Tasmanian tiger. That animal died alone in the cold, and officially, the species died with it. But here's where it gets interesting. Since 1936, there have been over 4,000 reported sightings of the thylacine. 4,000! And these aren't just random people saying they saw something weird in the bush. We're talking about park rangers, scientists, even a former Australian government official who claims he came face to face with one in 2022. In fact, just last year, a team from the University of Melbourne launched a full-scale search expedition armed with remote cameras placed across hundreds of miles of Tasmanian wilderness. Their conclusion? Quote, "The habitat is there. The prey is there. We cannot rule it out." Could there be a small, isolated population of thylacines still roaming the Tasmanian highlands? Scientists are genuinely split, and that alone should tell you everything. 2. The Megalodon. Okay, before you roll your eyes and say this is the shark from that terrible movie, hear me out. I'm not saying Megalodon is alive, but I am saying the ocean is 95% unexplored, and the evidence is stranger than you think. Megalodon was a shark that grew up to 60 feet long and had teeth the size of a human hand. It supposedly went extinct 3.6 million years ago. Here's the problem. We have found Megalodon teeth on the ocean floor that were dated only 10,000 to 11,000 years old. That's not millions of years ago. That's basically yesterday in geological terms. Now, could those dates be wrong? Sure. Could deep ocean manganese deposits throw off carbon dating? Yes, scientists have debated this, but the sheer depth of the ocean, places like the Mariana Trench where we've barely sent submarines, means we genuinely cannot say with 100% certainty what's down there. The Megalodon is probably extinct, but probably isn't definitely, and in the deep ocean, anything is possible. 3. The Ivory-Billed Woodpecker. This one is the one that gave me chills, because unlike the others, there is footage. The Ivory-Billed woodpecker was declared extinct in 1994. It was the largest woodpecker in North America, nearly 2 feet tall, with a striking black and white pattern and a sound witnesses described as a tin trumpet. Loggers destroyed its old-growth swamp habitat, and it simply vanished. Then, in 2004, a kayaker in the swamps of Arkansas reported seeing one. Ornithologists from Cornell University rushed to the scene and caught it on video. The footage ignited a firestorm in the scientific community. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service launched a massive search. Congress allocated over $10 million for conservation efforts. Then, in 2022, the U.S. officially declared it extinct again. But not everyone agreed. A team of independent researchers published a paper with new trail cam photos and audio recordings. They say prove it's still alive. The debate is actively ongoing right now. An animal declared extinct twice, and scientists are still fighting about it. You cannot make this up. 4. The Caspian Tiger. The Caspian tiger was one of the largest big cats to ever walk the earth, bigger than a Bengal tiger, prowling the mountains of Iran, Turkey, and Central Asia. It was declared extinct in the 1970s, but here's what nobody talks about. The habitat didn't disappear. Vast stretches of Central Asia remain virtually untouched by humans. Vast river deltas, dense reed beds along the Caspian Sea, mountain ranges where you could hide a small army and no one would know. In 2010, a World Wildlife Fund study concluded that enough prey and habitat exists in the region to potentially support a small tiger population. Kazakhstan has even begun an ambitious rewilding project, bringing in Amur tigers as genetic proxies,
suggesting that the land itself could still sustain them. And there have been sightings. Hunters, villagers, as recently as the 2000s, people in remote parts of Tajikistan reported seeing enormous striped cats. Were they confused? Possibly. Were all of them confused? That's a harder question to answer. 5. The pygmy elephant of Borneo. This one has a twist ending. For decades, the pygmy elephant of Borneo was thought to be just a local legend, or at most, a feral population of elephants brought to the island centuries ago. Scientists considered it a non-native, non-distinct population. Then, in 2003, DNA analysis proved they were genetically unique, a distinct subspecies, isolated for over 300,000 years. An animal that everyone thought was just a rumor turned out to be completely real. This matters because it proves the pattern. Animals hiding in plain sight or hiding in dense jungle where we simply haven't looked hard enough. If an entire elephant subspecies can go unrecognized until 2003, what else is out there? 6. The Javan tiger. Java, a tiny, densely populated island in Indonesia. You'd think if a tiger was roaming around, someone would notice, right? The Javan tiger was declared extinct in the 1970s, but in 2019, a local farmer reported seeing one. Researchers went in and found a single hair. DNA analysis of that hair confirmed it belonged to an animal closely related to the Javan tiger, distinct from any known living species. The results were published in a peer-reviewed journal in 2022. A single hair in an island with over 150 million people. Scientists now believe a tiny population may survive in the remote Meru Batiri National Park, a dense, rugged jungle that even today remains largely unexplored. One hair. That's all it takes to rewrite history. 7. The giant squid. And what it tells us. I want to end with this one, not because the giant squid is extinct, but because of what it represents. For centuries, the giant squid was considered a myth, sailors' tales, sea monsters, fiction. Scientists dismissed it entirely. Then, in 2004, Japanese researchers photographed one alive in the deep ocean for the first time in human history, a creature up to 43 feet long, and we didn't have a single photo of it alive until 16 years ago. If a 43-foot animal can hide from us in the ocean until 2004, if an elephant subspecies can go unrecognized until 2003, if a woodpecker can be declared extinct twice while researchers film it, then maybe the question isn't whether any of these animals are still alive. Maybe the question is, what else are we wrong about? Here's what I believe. Extinction isn't always the end. Sometimes it's just a very long disappearing act. Science is a process of being wrong and then being less wrong. And the animals on this list remind us that our planet is still wilder, stranger, and more alive than we give it credit for. If you want to go deeper on any of these, especially the Thylacine or the Ivory-Billed woodpecker, which are both actively being searched for right now, drop it in the comments. I'll make a full dedicated video on whichever one gets the most votes. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell because the next one is going to be just as wild, and I'll see you in the next video.